All right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and make this short, sweet, and simple, man. The time has arrived. What is that time? That time for you to stop smoking that herbal, man. Time to put the blunt down, man. Time to put the tree. If y'all new to the channel, y'all tapped in with the Head of the Game podcast. Let's get straight right into it, y'all. So, why am I sitting up there having this public service announcement about smoking the marijuana, hitting that high? You feel me? Getting that mind right. You feel me? Or however you want to put it. Why am I bringing this to y'all attention in this way? You feel me? Because I guess it goes without saying, people are entitled to live their lives the way they want to live their lives. But this is why I'm putting such an emphasis behind this specific sentiment, right? If you want to change your life for the better, long term, you want to have a clear thoughts and a direction and actually some real stability to where you're not stressing no more, right? My bad, y'all. This lady over here feeding some cats. They just got summoned over here. Like, they knew this lady was pulling up in the back of this, place that I'm at, right? But aside from that, right? The reason why I'm bringing this to y'all attention, man, if y'all want that stability, you want that peace of mind, you want that financial freedom, at least you want to get closer to it. And I understand we all are part of this rat race. We just call inside of this system we call, you feel me, capitalism, so on and so forth, you feel me. This is what it really melts down to, you feel me. The sacrifice has to be made. The sacrifice has to be made in order to position yourself to have a more prosperous life. Now, yes, is it tough to be disciplined? Is it tough to be consistent? Is it tough to be clean? Is it tough to sit up there and go through this constant battle of not falling victim or subject to your weaknesses or what you feel like you're most susceptible to? You feel me? That instant gratification, that dopamine chemical hit in your head. Is it tough? Yes, it's tough. Just like anything worth having is going to be work that needs to be put behind it to be able to obtain it. Now, I know I sound like I'm all over the place, but let me just bring this full circle to y'all, right? Because I ain't going to make this a very long video. My whole thing about why I link it to weed is because, and I have not looked up a statistic for this, but if you smoking weed, generally you broke. Let's just keep it 100. You broke. You ain't got no money. You ain't got no money. You feel me? And I'm just speaking for the majority. Yes, are there anomalies where people making a crazy, exorbitant amount of money and able to smoke? Yes, for sure. But you don't want to sit up there and try to beat the odds. You feel me? There ain't nothing wrong with believing in yourself, but if you want to increase your percentages of actually hitting some milestones, actually being able to accomplish something moving forward, and it may not have to be weed, it could be drinking, it could be other vices, you feel me? Something that's slowing you down and getting in the way of your full potential, I feel like needs to be set aside. You feel me? Are you going to have withdrawals? Are you going to possibly have a relapse? For sure, because especially in this profession, to stop smoking for 90 days straight in order to pass a hair follicle test in order to qualify yourself to be able to drive in this industry is freaking tough. You feel me? 90 days gonna feel like 9 years. You feel me? That because the constant battle of you constantly not being able to get that instant gratification for your labor, it's gonna feel like a lose-lose situation, right? But hey, to each his own. I'll just say for those that, I'm just speaking for myself. Now, the juice may not be worth the squeeze. Yeah, you might earn a certain amount of money and be like, this may not be worth me giving up the tree. You feel me? And that's totally fine if that fits your situation. But I just want you to keep this in mind if you don't hear nothing else of this video. The things that came to my mind far as in importance, starting to think more long term, is because, I feel like based off this commercial fake reality that we live in, we really waste a good part of our 20s and our 30s either being experimental, trying to discover ourselves, not sitting up there actually going with the plan and sticking with it no matter how hard or how tough it gets. You feel me? Like, we're just in that experimental phase, and then once we get to like 40 something, then we want to decide to try to get our lives together, right? I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. We have to learn how to not live in the moment. And I feel like that's what weed enables people to do, because I'm just speaking from my own personal point of view, right? My own experience with weed. Because I've been smoking weed for about 14 years straight. Every year. Since like 2010, it's been every single year I was able to smoke weed consistently. No stops, none of that, right? What has it gotten? Not that far, right? Maybe it kept my stress levels down, maybe it had something to do with, my mental health. You feel me? And being able to cope with certain realities, for sure. You feel me? But all in all, right? So, speaking on mental health, right? Because I do feel like there are people that smoke weed recreationally, right? And then there's a small sector of people that smoke weed because it keeps their mental right? Rather or it helps you deal with certain stuff and situations, right? I look at that as, for a person that decides to be like, hey, all right, well, I know I'm in a bind, I know I'm behind, I might as well make the most out of my situation, coping with this harsh reality while I'm dealing with it. Gotcha. Right? Because at that point, you're sitting up there saying, like, I'm putting my mental health above my situation. Right? Now, on the surface, that sounds good. Right? Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure that what good is my situation if my mental ain't good enough to be able to handle it, right? That sounds good. This is the differentiation between a person that's just trying to figure out and just doing stuff, and then a person with the maturity to understand what is it going to really take to sit up there, not get them out get out that situation, but stay out. You have to understand the sacrifice that it takes in order for you to be able to get to that next level. And what I mean by that is that, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, the inspiration of this video is, I was driving, and I'm driving through Cali, right? I'm on the interstate, and the weather is beautiful, and I got the AC blowing on me, and though I'm at work, it's just one of those self-fulfilling moments where I was like, my life is in a different place, right? Now, I ain't changed substantially. I'm still a working man. I still got a 9 to 5. But I feel like the nature of how things are going mentally, you want to talk about mental health, this is probably one of the best days, like best span of consecutive great days that I've had in a very, 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 very long time. I probably ain't been this happy since my childhood. I'm going to keep it on with y'all, right? You have to sit up there and you have to ask yourself, is the temporary short-term artificial, I even go out my way and say artificial, coping mechanism of suppressing your reality for a temporary moment worth you putting off who you could be and how you could become it while you have the opportunity to do it now? That's left up to you. That answer goes to every and each individual. And I'm not sitting up there telling y'all that, hey, everything is just magical. I got everything figured out. No, I'm still learning. I'm still adjusting. There's still more work to do. I'm not even close to the stuff I want to do. You feel me? But just keeping this video in context. Gotta put the tree down, man. Gotta put the tree down. If you have aspirations of really taking care of yourself, taking care of your situation, put the tree down. Whatever it takes for you to even do that, whether you gotta get out your hometown or you gotta live somewhere else for it, be at a detox, get away from the distractions and being in the mix and so on and so forth. Do that. You feel me? But with that being said, appreciate y'all watching the video. Thoughts, comments, leave those below. Also as well, like the video. And last but not least, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel. More videos on the way. Your boy going up, man. All right, I'm out. Catch you on the next.